Well, the 2015 FIFA Women's World Cup will come to a head this weekend with the USA and Japan set to face off in Sunday's grand final. But the tournament, of course, has been overshadowed by the ongoing FIFA corruption scandal, with the United States asking Switzerland to extradite 7 FIFA officials arrested in May. And, of course, the controversial outgoing FIFA head Sepp Blatter has announced that he won't be attending the final, citing his current commitments in Zurich. Well, who better to discuss the latest developments with than Paul Wade, the former captain of the Socceroos. Paul, great to talk to you tonight.
You too, Bev.
Let's firstly get to this corruption scandal.
Yeah.
I guess many people are hoping fervently that Switzerland will accede to those requests by the US.
Yeah, I tell you what, Bev, this could take forever because there'll be all sorts of confusion. Then people will say, no, we can't go, and then they will. A lot of people are saying that, you know, they're a flight risk, these people, because if they get to the US and they apply for bail and they get bail, you never know what could happen. If they're in Switzerland, there's a fair chance they're going to stay in jail.
Interesting one. Now, of course, Sepp Blatter, he has everyone guessing as to whether he is or isn't going to stay on in the role. Everyone is hoping he'll pack his bags and move along. But what do you think? Is he hedging his bets and thinking that he may get another term?
He wouldn't dare, although, you know, in 2011 he said this was going to be his last term in office. Well, that was a lie if this is going to go ahead right now. What are the options? Well, is the might of UEFA going to come in? Are they going to run it? Maybe it's all going to be above board, but it's all going to be about the money. Or is Diego Maradona? That's the latest version of who's going to lead FIFA. Diego, can you imagine Diego Maradona doing that?
It's a horrifying thought.
Ouch. Yeah.
The chaos that has reigned in his several other reincarnations, I'm not sure that it would be a sensible idea. But the fact that he isn't turning up to the women's finals, it seems to me to be a real disappointment.
It is, there's no doubt about that, but you know what, just between me and you, I wouldn't do it either.
Yes.
What is there to gain? You know, he's only going to get absolutely hammered. In fact, I'm sure the girls wouldn't want him there anyway, because it would totally distract from the Japanese winning the World Cup. There you go, there's my...
there's your tip.
Look at that.
You've spat it out.
Red and white, red and white.
Well, I guess since they took us out, we probably need to jump on board.
Oh, yeah.
And they are the reigning champions. What do you make of the final? They are a pretty tough team to beat, aren't they?
Yeah, and they're the only 2 teams that beat us in the World Cup, so they're obviously one of them's going to win it. It's going to be difficult to pick only because they're 2 different styles. There's a more direct style of the US. I'm not saying they're going to whack the ball up the other end and chase it, but they're going to have to chase the ball at times because the Japanese won't give it back to them. It's tiki-taka, give it here, give it there. Tactically, technically, they are so gifted. If the Americans are not really concentrated as a group, they are going to get torn apart. My brain, my emotions say the Japanese.
Indeed, and I mean, of course, the US could have learned from those that Japan have beaten, including ourselves, where you try your best to hold them at bay, but at the 11th hour they find a way through, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Look, they're very fit. I mean, we were very fit too. You know, I look at the Matildas and what they did, and then you see the Japanese. They're a good couple of rungs above us. So we were very proud of the girls, but the Japanese, well, they're at the moment in a different league. Bit of an upset there, but the USA beating Germany. I feel sorry for the English. They got beat by the own goal. That will be one of those moments that England talk about for a million years, like the hand of God and like every other excuse that they can come up with. Yeah, it was a tough one.
They often have that kind of bad luck, don't they?
Yeah.
It has been an extraordinarily successful tournament, and I think it's really gratifying to see the profile that women's football is getting, and particularly our Matildas. It's been worth the investment, and we need to keep it up.
Oh, look, the amount of time invested as well as money, that was the key for me. You know, being in camp full-time or almost full-time since January, the preparation, everything was the I's were dotted, the T's were crossed. Alan Stajic had them primed and ready to go. I think, you know what, Bev, I think it was a real winner to play this whole tournament on AstroTurf. I know people are saying, oh, that's sexist, why don't you ask the boys to do that? But it sped the game up. I found it intriguing. I don't think anyone could sit there and go, oh, women's sport, it's so boring and slow. This was played at a really good pace and very entertaining.
And that's a great point you make, and people probably wouldn't even have realised that that would have made such a difference, but it was pacey. There was nothing unwatchable about the games we saw.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, if I play you a pass, Bev, and if the ball's bobbling up at you, you're concentrating on your first touch and then your second, too late. You know what I mean? Now I play you a ball and you play it first time. Bang, it's gone, and everybody else is moving. It was hot. The ground was, what, 50 degrees at times, but, you know, as a spectacle, well done, girls.
Absolutely.
Tick.
And so tick, really, for the women's game in 2015.
Oh, yeah. Look, I don't know how many more girls are going to turn up to the football clinics that I run, but I hope there are hundreds of them.
Doing a great job as always. Thanks, Paul.
See you, Bev.
Paul Wade, former Socceroos captain.